Hello, I'm Bill, the Essex Wildlife Trust warden at Hanningfield. Today we're in the woods on the nature reserve and looking at the autumn colours. So it's late October and things are really beginning to change now. If we look over here, one that really stands out is the field maple. At this time of year it goes a beautiful buttery yellow. You'll often see it on roadside verges. Still some of the leaves are green. It's a gradual process, so what is happening is the tree is reabsorbing chlorophyll, which is the pigment that makes the leaves green for the winter, and that leaves all the other colours and chemicals in the leaf for us to see. You will notice that there's a few more red leaves around this year as well. It's been a really good display because it was a very hot and dry summer, and that produces a better display of colouring. So another species that really stands out at this time of year is the dogwood. So it's more of a shrub than a tree. It doesn't grow really big, but as the green disappears, it comes out this beautiful reddish colour, and then towards the end, before the leaves are shed, it will go almost purple. You really will notice it standing out in the hedgerows and on the woodland edges. So one tree that people really notice because it's very big but doesn't have much autumn colour tends to be the oak. If you look at this one here, they don't really go very yellow or not for long, they just go straight to brown. They're also one of the last trees to change. Generally they're not going over until about late November, early December. Another plant that you will find throughout the winter is the hazel. These are multi-stemmed. They usually retain a few leaves right through until the spring. So they're not evergreen because they will shed their leaves eventually, but quite often you can find new growth in February, March, as well as the old leaves. Curiously, you can also start to see next year's flowers. So if you come up close, you'll be able to see these little catkins starting to form, and those will be the male parts of the plant with pollen in them. What many people don't realise is when the tree sheds its leaves, the buds for next year's fruit or leaves are already there. They don't grow the new buds in the spring, they're already there in the autumn. Also in the autumn, it's not just the trees. Have a look in the hedgerows. You'll see some fantastic colours, different varieties. Here we've got the rose hips from the dog rose that would have flowered back in May and June. Over here, hawthorn berries. You might have noticed it's been a fantastic year for fruit on trees. Again, that's a result of the hot and dry weather. If you look at the bramble in the coming weeks, that will gradually start to change colour as well. Bramble is evergreen, there's always leaves on the plant, but it also gets some good autumn colours. So a tree that's often overlooked because people just don't think about it is the elm. We have a number of elms here at Hanningfield, and they too on a good year can go really beautiful shades of yellow and even red. I've pulled up some leaves here so that you can see the patterning on them. The great way to tell elms is by looking at the base. One side of the leaf at the base is always longer than the other. So although there are many different species, you can always tell it's an elm just by looking at that. So one of the best trees I think for autumn colour is the beech. They go this beautiful buttery yellow, generally in late October. I would say the best time to see them, especially at Hanningfield, would be in the first week of November. If you catch a sunny day with the sun breaking through the tree cover, they really shine. As I mentioned, also you can already see next year's buds with the leaves starting to form. So if you are around in the next couple of weeks, do come to Hanningfield and do come and see us while the autumn colour is still there.